Hi, friends. In my counseling sessions, I often hear one common thing when it comes to an end of relationship. He just left without an explanation, or she blocked me and I did not get a closure. Why do we look for closure? Why is it that it can't be an open situation? Why do we need a validation and do not trust our inner strength and decide to leave? Constant search for answers can lead to frustration, overthinking, and sometimes can further stain relationships. Now, let us understand what happens to your brain when it goes through a rejection. Now, to understand that, you would need to understand a concept called as cognitive tension. Cognitive tension is a mental stress and anxiety that your brain goes through when it faces a problem which cannot be resolved. Your brain is always searching for or relies on safety, repeated patterns that you have created for yourself, and certainty. So, when your relationship closes with a clear conversation, your brain finds those memories and relaxes. But when someone abruptly leaves, the brain faces high cognitive tension as there is no data around it. So, what does it do? It just gets stressed, it spins in circle and starts inventing scenarios just to give an explanation. So, the brain treats this situation as an unresolved task. Now, this is where overthinking sets in. Now, you start asking questions, you start rewinding to certain incidents in the past, and start checking if you have done something wrong. Now, you start blaming yourself for this entire fiasco. There is a term in psychology which is called as the Gestalt principle, which says that the human mind craves for wholeness or completeness. So, for example, if you draw a circle with a little gap in it, your eyes will automatically fill that gap and see it as a whole circle. So, we always want our life story to make sense. So, when somebody rips a page out of your story, your mind struggles because it no more sees the completeness or the wholeness. Now, let me tell you another interesting aspect of a psychological rule. Now, think of a movie with a happy ending. The lovers get together, the end prompts up, the credit rolls, your mind feels very safe and you feel very contented. Here, the cognitive tension is zero. Now, think of a movie with an abrupt ending. Your mind starts spinning and it thinks of possibilities and pushes you to seek a clear ending. This lingering obsession is driven by Zeigarnik effect, which is that the human mind maintains intense pressure until an unfinished task or an open loop is closed. In the 1920s, a researcher named Bluma Zygarnik noticed that the waiters in a cafe could remember complex orders perfectly, but until the bill was paid. So once the bill was paid, they forgot everything. So her study proved one simple truth, that our brains could remember unfinished tasks much better than the completed ones. When a relationship ends out of nowhere, your brain treats this as an unfinished task. Now it keeps a loop open, burning your mental energy throughout the day, flashing old memories at you and forcing you to find an ending. Now the question here is, how do you release this cognitive tension when the other person refuses to talk to you? Now here lies the answer. You have to learn to camouflage your mind. This simply means rewriting the mental landscape so that your brain stops treating this breakup as an active problem it has to solve. So you have to trick your brain to creating your own finality. This is tough, this is not easy initially, but if you get your hands on it and start practicing this, I'm sure you will find a soothing and effective experience. Step number one, accept their silence as your answer. Their refusal to speak to you is your closure. Substantiate it by saying that this person does not have the maturity to handle your emotions. Step number two, write an unsent letter. Write down all your angry emotions, all the unanswered questions on a piece of paper. Write down every minute detail of that relationship on that sheet of paper. Then either burn it or rip it apart. Now, this physical procedure will help your brain to understand and translate this into neurological signals saying that this open loop is now closed. Step number three, write your own ending. Write a clear statement and stick it somewhere visible. You can write something on these lines. This relationship is over because the person walked away, and I am closing this chapter today. Closure is not something that I want to receive from someone, it is a gift that I give myself. So, when you say this, your brain gets a clear picture and the cognitive tension breaks and the loop closes. As we wrap up, I would like to leave you with a final thought from my therapy room. When someone leaves you without giving you an answer, they feel that they have taken the ending of your story with them. That's actually not the case. They have only taken their chapter with them. So the pen is still with you. You don't need their permission, their text message, or an apology to heal. By accepting to write an unsent letter, by accepting silence, by accepting the final statement, your end statement, you are choosing yourself. Give your brain the permission to step down the detective case. The loop is closed. The movie is over with the end, and now it is safe to leave the theaters. Friends, boys and girls, please take care of yourself, your peace, breathe easy, and I will see you in the next session of Mind Matters. Bye for now.